Hey everyone, I just wanted to do a quick review of my video game predictions for last year since it's 2021. Hopefully this year I'll actually get around to doing some videos more than 2 times a year. So last summer I predicted, I think the main thing I predicted was that in spite of COVID-19, we were going to see sellouts for PS5, Xbox Series X, is it? And Nintendo Switch. So on Switch, kind of wrong. There were a couple of times where it sold out on online shops, but I'll take it as wrong. I did have a caveat that they had to put out some interesting new game. They put out exactly one interesting new game in that time. The Breath of the Wild Heroes game. I forget the exact title, but you know what I mean. Well, if you play video games, you know what I mean. But yeah, other than that, a whole bunch of ports which don't count as interesting in my book. But PlayStation 5 has been famously hard to get a hold of. Xbox Series X has been sold out quite a lot as well. So I'd say on the big picture, little picture, Nintendo Switch not totally sold out. Big picture, looks like COVID-19 probably affected supply a little, but I was really talking about will it affect demand, and it didn't. Obviously, I feel very bad for anyone who's got job problems in this situation, but there's enough nerds, let's be honest, working from home on their computers easily to suck up the supply of a brand new console at Christmas. So, let's do a couple of quick predictions for this year. I need to come up with some more interesting or different predictions besides just consoles, but I will talk about those quickly. Nintendo Switch, I think it's on its way down this year. I think the sales are going to drop a little. It's got good momentum, so if Nintendo gets, say, Breath of the Wild 2 and Metroid Prime 4 out, both, and maybe a couple of other little things, maybe it'll keep up with last year. But I think there's a big question that both of those games will come out this year. If you look at last year, they really only had Animal Crossing, the Zelda spin-off, and Paper Mario for new games all year. So I'm a little afraid they'll have the same issue next year. And as COVID-19 drops off, people are going to go outside instead of buying more video games. Xbox Series X looks like it's on the same path as Xbox One. It's going to do okay. It's not going to be a big hit. And I don't think Microsoft cares anymore. I think they want Game Pass and Xbox Live, or just Live, I think they're starting to call it now. That's what Microsoft wants to focus on, games as a service. So they don't care if they're on Windows, Xbox, or even Switch. There were rumors that they were going to come to Switch. Doesn't look like hasn't happened yet. I could see it happening eventually, although I could also see Nintendo looking at all those free games and saying, we're not in the business of giving games away, are we? But maybe. I know Microsoft probably doesn't care what platform it's on. PlayStation 5, on the other hand, PlayStation 5, I feel like it's on the same trajectory as the 4 as well. If they get all their games out, I actually gave a specific prediction on a forum somewhere of 15 to 17 million. I think it's going to be more in the 15 million range and maybe a little below that. Depends on if rumors about their chip yields being low are true, stuff like that. But Sony's going to do pretty well. They've got a good lineup for the next 12 months, and the launch went extremely well, even with just a couple of games, mainly the Spider-Man game. That's an interesting point about Microsoft, too. Apparently, they couldn't even get a Halo or any other huge new game out for the system. presumably when they fix that next year, it'll be good news, but I don't know if it'll be good enough to fix the sales on Series X. Kind of too bad because hardware-wise, I think they're doing an okay job this time around. Yeah, so Switch maybe on the way down. If we only get one of the Breath of the Wild or Metroid Prime and then one or two other games that are sort of interesting, could be problems. One last prediction on the non-gaming side of things. COVID-19. When will life be normal again? I think we're going to see mask forced usage continue on for quite a while into the year, but I think by next Christmas things will start to look more pretty normal. I think even by the final quarter of next year, you're going to see, even without full herd immunity, enough vaccinations and enough people who are already sick out there that the breakouts will start being more and more isolated, and people will start saying, why am I hiding out in my house? But hide out your house until then. Yeah, so I think vaccines, maybe we won't be up to total herd immunity by next Christmas, although probably pretty close. I think by next summer even, though, enough vaccinations and enough people just being outdoors that life will look something like normal again. So summer, life gets kind of normal, even though it won't be total herd immunity yet at that point. And the vaccinations will come as fast as they possibly can. Pfizer and the other guys doing these vaccinations only get one chance to sell them. Yeah, they'll try to roll them out for future years and say, oh, you're protected against COVID-21. Yeah, but until people see, oh, they're not going to be going out getting this vaccine every single year. Some will, but this first round is where you get to sell it to hundreds of millions, right? The sales are going to shrink. So the vaccines will come out as fast as they can. I don't think we'll have to wait all year for that 75%, to be honest. But I guess we'll see. Bye for now.